Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And we are in the Grotto della Fonte. Della Fonte. That sounds neat. We have more new enemies. We have a chain of mana wars here. As another one of the slime types. These guys, I remember there's something annoying about these guys. A post-commentary knows, but post-commentary is going to force you guys to wait and see what it is instead of just, you know, spoiling it in for post-commentary. Okay, well, there it is. They can paralyze you. Didn't want to give, you know, 10-second spoilers. But they're still kind of squishy. I mean, they look like the heel slimes, but they act more like jellyfish. It makes sense. Okay, well, since Eric is paralyzed, we're just gonna... yeah, we'll just do that. Well, that worked for me. Moonwort Bulb, I'm guessing that probably heals paralysis. I forget what each of the, you know, status healing item names are in the Dragon Quest series. Just because they're not... well, I mean, I guess you have an antidote. But, they're not all the same basic ones that you find in, like, the Final Fantasy series. And for the most part, I end up ignoring most status effects in this game and just kind of fighting my way through them. Or just hoping they don't happen. And the shell slimes don't hit very hard. This is a good time for Veronica to restore some FP. Oh my gosh, I like that. The way it's just bobbing up and down as it's paralyzed. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Oh. That was great. Well, that's gonna be my favorite moment of the video. I don't know, I hope you guys were as amused by that as I was. Okay, I'm gonna take leftmost path first. I'm just trying to... Nightmare frogs! You can't just have nightmare frogs jumping through windows like that. That's rude. Yeah, we're gonna go with Bang here. In fact, yeah, I'm good. I might... okay, I'm not gonna go with Double Bang. Would have had Froggy Froggy Bang Bang. Well, I'm not going to use this pet power yet. Let's get rid of the Muddy Hand before it becomes Muddy Hands. And I probably should be, like, whooshing here with Serena. Because with their defensive buff... yeah, it's kind of annoying. That is also kind of annoying. I got rid of one. Apparently past game playing still didn't believe in whooshing. Yeah, at some point we're gonna use the Scorched Earth, because that's a really good pep-up power. Eric is just so close to getting the dual wielding. I think just one more. I couldn't quite read the numbers on the screen. Remember, my video editor that I'm watching this in as I'm recording commentary is not. It's not my full computer screen. I don't know if I could make it that without, you know, stopping or interrupting or causing lag or something. I don't want to do that. So, or causing some sort of desync between my recording program that's recording my voice right now and, you know, the video itself. They've got audio and off parts, and it wouldn't be good. would not be professional, and we're much more professional on this channel. yeah, right. More pig noses here. Again, I don't want to use Scorched Earth on just 2 enemies. Now, that's the other thing they can do, is Zam. That is a dark magic attack, and it is painful. I thought Veronica's cat hood thing was supposed to buff her resistance to dark. It really doesn't. Because you're going to see that those things will use Zam on someone else. It'll do like 38, 39 damage, so she took 36 there. So I don't see where where she's resisting it at all. Oh, we have more new enemies here. That is not what I wanted to be doing. Oh my gosh, this guy is creepy. Some old guy in a bathrobe, just with his arms up and running at me. They're wizards. We're going to use Scorched Earth here before I run out of this. And let's hit one of these guys. Wizened Wizard? Or Weazened Wizard? Wizened. He's wearing like the,
Wonderful.
His hat is like the shell from the Shell Slimes. I wonder if he, like, stole their shell or something, and that's how he got them. That's kind of rude. I'm expecting something to come through that window, so I'm gonna stay away from it. Because it doesn't look like anything's over there. Okay, well, let's see what these guys can actually do. Maybe we'll give them a chance to do something. It doesn't seem like they're wearing anything else under that robe, which is, again, a really creepy feature. Everything about these things is just creepy. Just go away.
And don't come back! I just keep getting better.
Yeah, you tell him, Veronica. Should learn to decelerate. I'm not going to use that. I mean, maybe I'll use it if someone, like a boss or something, tries to accelerate. Maybe use it to try and counteract that stat buff. We can go up here. And it turns out these end up being ledges. There's a treasure there. I want it. I don't see any other way to get to it, but this guy's going to get in our way, so we might as well just deal with him. Group of Men-O-Wars. That's rude. And the sound effects that Veronica is making. Okay, well then we'll just use group spells with our other characters. Doesn't bother me. Well, kind of does, because I'd rather do it with Veronica because she has the stronger ones. But we can whoosh them away. Now, whoosh, I don't know what it is. You're going to see it happen a lot in the next few episodes. Sometimes whoosh will deal like 12 to 18 damage, and sometimes it'll deal like 30 to 35 damage on the same enemies. And it just feels so inconsistent. Not what I meant to do. I guess we're still not going to get that treasure chest. Now let's kill these things before... Yeah, see, he took 39, Veronica took 36. I don't call that a resistance to dark. Maybe we'll just drain some of its MP. Veronica's got plenty. There we go.
Easy peasy.
Okay, does anybody else want to interrupt me before I can open this treasure? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Alright, we get a Pixie Pole. Pixie Pole. Oh, that reminds me of another Keenan and Kel episode where Keenan ends up skipping work to go to this comic book convention. It was the first episode with oh gosh, what's her name? Sheila? It was a new employee that Chris Rigby hired at the Rigby's Grocery Shop. He had to leave for the day for whatever reason, and Keenan was supposed to stay there and train her. But Keenan really wanted to go to this comic book convention to get like this special edition comic book or something, the missing one of his collection of Skunkator, which is like his favorite comic book here. Of course, they can't use like real ones. Or maybe Skunkator is a real comic book. I don't know. I never got into the comic books. I'll be honest with you guys. So then they end up going to the convention, and then they see Chris there, when Chris said he was supposed to be somewhere else. And so I really need to stop doing that with the crossbow. I just see the marker, and I'm like, oh, I can hit him with my sword from here and get the... No, that's for the crossbow. And so then, so they go there, they find Chris, and Chris had really, in reality, he just stopped there to try and get Keenan his comic book because he felt bad that Keenan couldn't go to the convention. And then, so Keenan and Kel end up, like, ducking into some side room and then finding costumes somewhere. And Keenan dresses up as Skunkator, and Kel dresses up as Patty the Power Pixie. That's what that Pixie bowl reminded me of. And he had like this bag of glitter, and every time he said his name, Patty the Power Pixie, he'd like throw this glitter all over the place. It was obnoxious. And then he had like this pose that went with it too. And well, anyways, I guess you want to know more about how the episode goes now that I'm talking about it. I don't know, maybe you don't. This is a case where we're gonna do the kitty bang bang and use 2 bang spells here, because we've got 3 different types of enemies and 5 enemies total. Great time to get pepped up. Also, it says it deals light damage, and you can see that it's dealing more damage to those succubats, because they're casting dark, so they're kind of dark elemental, aka weak to light magic stuff. So, didn't know Bang was considered light elemental. Usually I thought it was considered non-elemental in the Dragon Quest series. So anyways, was Charlotte or Sheila, whoever was left back at the, I don't remember her exact name, but whoever was left back at Rigby's, you know, the cash register wasn't working right, she couldn't get it open, and the customers were lined up, and she was all frustrated, and then, like, the hot dog machine was, like, burning the hot dogs, and some other, like, Slurpee machine was going on the fritz, and because she didn't know how to work any of it, and yeah, and then Chris gets back to the store, and then he ends up getting busted. Keenan ends up getting busted. Keenan did make it back before Chris, though, and yeah, because Chris actually ran into the Skunkator and Patty the Power Pixie and got a picture with both of them. And then some other guy started a fight with Skunkator, who was Keenan as he was dressed up. It was Mothman, yeah. And I think that was Chris's favorite comic book character, was Mothman. And so he ended up getting a picture with Skunkator and Mothman, and to give to Keenan as well as the comic book. Then when Keenan saw what Chris did, then he tried to hurry up and get out of there, but he ended up getting into a fight with Mothman, and of course Patty the Power Pixie wasn't helping. Okay, well that was quite the tangent. We're fighting more enemies here, and everybody's kind of hurt. Come on, these guys gotta be close to dying here. We're also pretty close to a campsite, actually, so We can try out some
Did I do
crafting
all
as
right?
well. Now, yeah, I'm going to heal up instead of just dashing towards that thing, because I don't know what's going to come out the window. The way this dungeon has been going. Yeah, my basic... I knew it. I knew it! Nightmare frogs! Now, here we go again with this, 3 different types of enemies. Fortunately, Veronica is still all pepped up, so her spells are dealing more. Oh, we just one-shotted that, slime. Yeah, my basic strategy for Dragon Quest games is, if a character can receive any amount of healing, I'll heal them up after battle. And by any amount of healing, I mean, like, at least, 25 or 30, where they would need the basic heal spell. They would either come close to bringing them back to their max HP, or brings them back. But if they're only missing, like, 5 HP, I'm not going to heal that. You guys have been seeing what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, I needed to heal up, but then this Nightmare Frog, I'm not going to get the jump on him, am I? No, he's going to get the jump on me. I tried to run away. That's like the perfect screenshot right there of my channel, next to Mega Man. Just replace Jace with Mega Man, and Mega Man running away from a Nightmare Frog. I suppose, did I tell the story in this LP yet of how this whole Nightmare Frog thing got started? I think I did. The first time we ran into Nightmare Frogs. Yeah, these things just haunt me in every game. Although by all rights, these things should not exist due to the events of Final Fantasy XII. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I invite you to check out that LP. That's a long one. If you just want the Nightmare Frog part, just check out the post-game areas. Basically, the first post-game area I go to ends up being a Nightmare Frog King shrine. This ginormous statue of a frog. Yeah, and there were Nightmare Frogs all over in that game, like almost every area. That was terrible. We're gonna make some camp. And we're gonna forge some stuff, and we have a level up at our forgery. That's... Oh, we learned double whammy. Okay, single strike with double the power. Okay, so that'll probably be a way we can save on some focus level as we're trying to craft things. Especially if said things have a lot of, have like a huge bar of stuff to get to. Yeah, see, we can't make the silver rapier yet. There's a rose whip. Alright, what else do we have here? We can make this now for Eric. And yeah, we'll use the double edge. I like this one, because then I can double edge bash the bottom one. Ooh, almost went over there. Oh, that was really nice. Should I just use... Yeah, we'll use it at half. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think we're gonna call that done. I'm not gonna mess with the top. Yay! Yeah, I think that's the only thing we're making right now. So yeah, that's some new armor for Eric. And we're gonna save. Probably should have healed first before saving. And then we will rest until dawn. I don't know why. It just feels right whenever you know, lay down to rest that you sleep until, you know, dawn. Whatever time of the day it is that you lay down. Alright. And now we can explore the rest of this. And now I've kind of noticed the pattern here that there are some areas that you can't access just going. So I actually took the correct path to start with. And didn't run into any of the dead ends where you have to come from the other direction. But that's typically how it goes for me. I find the path of progress, you know, first thing. I figured, you know, any one of the paths will end up the same way. No, they won't. You had to take the left path at the start to get up to this area. And that looks scary. Are there? I saw barrels in there, so this is why I'm going back up and checking things out. It's just part of the scenery, not part of the barrels we can destroy. That looks like our boss. And this looks like... that looks like our path to go back. Well, I don't want to go back yet. Let's fight our boss, and then I'll walk out the other path and pick up the treasure along that path. Alright, here we go. Corolossuses. There's 2 of them. This should have boss music, but this is actually going to be a normal enemy that you're going to find not much later on from this. And they end up being weak to sleep. I don't know if they're weak to any of this stuff. I'm still not entirely sure if they're weak to the fire or not. We're going to try casting Snooze for once. No. Sweet, it worked. So let's go ahead with the... I don't know how tough these guys are going to be. Fire seems to do decent damage. I guess... with them both down, I'll just focus on offense and we'll whoosh. See, 19 and 31 damage. That wasn't like a close thing. And I don't know why sometimes they're close and sometimes they're not. SC28, I'm not sure if that's good or not. Plus he's pepped up, so he's doing that way. For a Scooter, that wasn't as impressive as I would have liked it to be. We'll accelerate Eric. Just try and get him more turns sooner so we can try putting these things to sleep. And I notice I already have the one half dead, so instead I'm just going to focus on that. Yeah, they resist ice. Because that looks like a resistance to ice. Either that or it's not a resistance to ice, it's just a weakness to fire, but I think it's really more like they resist ice. And here's a basic attack. Okay, basic attack does 17. So yeah, they must resist ice and be weak to fire. But again, my issue with the whole weakness system in Dragon Quest is really more like a 25% boost in damage weakness as opposed to like taking double damage or even like 50 to 75% more damage. These guys also seem to be pretty weak to sleep. I like it when bigger enemies like this are weak to a status effect such as sleep, because that's the type of thing that makes me want to use status effects. Like all those other little enemies that I'm killing in 2 shots, I don't want to use status effects on them. You know, why bother when you can just, you know, kill them instead? Instead of spending, you know, turns and MP inflicting a status and then killing them, you know, a turn later when you could just kill them again. But see, we got the whole, you know, you just completed a boss fight finish. That's quite the amount of experience, too. I don't recall the ones I run into later on giving that much. Maybe because I only fight like one of them at a time. I don't know. We did get a couple level ups out of it. So let's... Oh, this is the thing we need. That's fine. I'm sure they're going to let us walk out.
Beautiful water. It's so clear. This will be perfect for making birdsong nectar.
Is it really that different than any of the other water we've seen? Whatever. We need to go through the dungeon to get the thing to advance the story.
Now, let's head back to Gondolia and see if we can cure dear little Placido.
Where did you even get the bottle for that? Looks like you used some of my gold ore. She didn't, though. Alright, so there should have been something, you know, hop up there and get a treasure. That would have been nice. Or I should say that would have been a nice place to put a treasure. But we're going to take this path back because we haven't seen this path yet. And of course there might be treasure. There will be treasure. There's treasure. Oh boy. We have, you know, mushrooms that are napping in the corner. Ooh, a seed of magic. Run away. I'm going to try and not encounter too many fights. I kind of paused there because I thought there was, you know, some other area we could go to. No, that's quite alright. Let's just keep moving. More nightmare frogs. Hey, a treasure. A green eye. And once again, this map is designed in such a way you had to come from that direction. Because the vine here... We gotta let the vine down. And we can... Oh, there's a treasure down there. I suppose we could have gotten this treasure earlier in the dungeon, but... well, it's not something that we needed to complete the dungeon. What in the world? I wanted you to swing your sword at, you know, the guys right next to us. Well, Eric's upset. Sweet breath. Oh, there goes Veronica. Well, that's unfortunate. Fortunately, we can still just whoosh things away. Ouch.
Another one?
Alright, and this is going to be another dungeon that we finish in, like, one episode. Okay, we poked our heads in this place last time, but, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. And with that, we can start using... Oh, I was going to explain. If in other Dragon Quest games, specifically like Dragon Quest 4 and 5, if you try to use Zoom within, or a Chimera Wing within a dungeon that has, like, a ceiling, you would, like, go up, hit your head on the ceiling, and then come back down and be like, yeah, it doesn't work. That was silly. And I enjoyed that. I got a good laugh out of it. And I tried to replicate that here, but it lets us actually zoom. So, yeah. It is what it is. This is taking a long time to load. Are we going to get cutscenes? Not yet. So, I'll see you guys next time.